All right, so we're live now, and today I want to welcome Tracey Lentz. Is that correct? I should have asked
Yeah.
that to you beforehand. And
Yes, yes,
she
that's
is
correct.
okay, good. And she is a paranormal investigator. So she's going to be talking about some of the things that she's encountered today, as well as just how you got into this actually. So I guess we can get started. And the first question I really have is like
Mhm.
your journey towards this and how you got involved in paranormal investigations.
Yes, sure. Actually, it started in my childhood. I had a lot of paranormal things happening to me, um, and it kind of escalated up until adulthood and everything. And um, so I guess it was like 3 years ago. I bought my first. I went to Buffalo, New York, and bought my first EVP recorder. There's
Hmm.
a place down there called Paranormal Oddities, and I went in reluctantly. I didn't know what it was about, and he had all kinds of ghost equipment and whatnot. And I bought an EVP recorder, took it home, and then I started doing my paranormal investigations just with family members and friends that I work with. So
Hmm.
that's kind of how it got started.
Okay. Okay. So now, I guess then you've really never been trained. It just came sort of
So I don't believe there's any training available
okay.
unless Zach Bagans, Zach Bagans from Ghost Adventures has something.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
I don't know if he does, but if he, it's pretty much self-taught.
Okay.
I don't believe that there's any program available for anyone. I think it's just, you know, you're you have to kind of train yourself if you're interested in it, then and you really want to find some answers. I think it's good to just investigate, buy your equipment, and start small.
Hmm.
Start
Yeah.
doing
And
some.
I didn't know like if you had mentors or people that you might have gone on investigations with, or you just do this by yourself.
Yeah, I
Mostly.
pretty much start. I work a lot, but I've done. I've done 3 investigations, and I'm actually doing my third one on February 3rd.
Oh,
With
okay. So
with
you're pretty
and
new.
yeah, it's going to be with. I'm really excited. It's going to be with some. It's not a family member or a friend. It's somebody that seen my um page there. On that I posted
On Facebook.
on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so it's February 3rd. I'm going to go out there with my stuff and my ghost equipment, and so that's going to be my first one that I'm doing without knowing the person. So.
Okay. That'll be interesting then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You have a lot of activity, so
uh,
yeah.
Good. Well, now you're from the Pittsburgh area, correct?
I'm born and raised here in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yep, yep,
Yeah.
all my
Good.
life.
Me too. So
Right.
yeah, that's why I wanted to get Pittsburgh people mostly because, like I kind of know the areas and things like that. But it's always nice to have Pittsburgh people and get them promoted a little bit too. So
Yeah.
now, so I guess now have you had a ghost or spirit encounter in these um, investigations that you've done so far?
Yes, I have. Actually, my last investigation really creeped me out. I was at a home. It was a relative of mine. I went to their house. She was having things just the computers turning off,
Mm.
TVs turning off, were really strange things, cold spots. Uh, she felt like she was being watched, and I went over with my EVP recorder and my EMF detector, and it was picking up really high spikes.
Mm.
I went through the whole house asking just basic random questions, and we would and then we would rewind the EVP recorder. I got nothing. So now I was going into 45 minutes into the investigation, and I rewinded my recorder, nothing. And then I went back around the house one last time and asked a few more basic random questions. Is there anyone here? Do you have anything to say? What's your name? Just basic random questions. And I was just about to leave, and I really wasn't even going to replay it. And she said, the person I was with, she said, "Oh, just rewind it and see if you got anything." I'm like, I don't know. I haven't heard anything. We didn't get nothing. So I rewinded it, and then I got a Class A EVP recording. A Class A is you can hear it as clear as I'm talking to you.
Oh, wow. What did it say? Can we ask that?
Yeah. Well, so it said it was a male, it was an older gentleman, and he said something really fast. And I couldn't pick it up. So I was working at Allegheny General Hospital at the time, and I took it to work because I know what I heard. You could tell it's a man, but he said it really fast. So I had a friend of mine at work that's into paranormal, and she was able to slow it down. And it says, "I'm glad you're here."
Oh, wow.
Very clear.
Oh,
so that's a Class A, and it's very hard to get a Class A EVP.
Okay.
It's almost it's hard to get. So it
Wow.
really kind of threw me for a loop.
Yeah. Now, what do you do after you hear something like that? Is there like something that you have to do to get rid of the spirit, or do you just let it go?
So there's different types of spirits, hauntings. There's residential haunting, then there's poltergeist activity, then there's demonic. So,
that'd be scary.
So it's very scary. So it depends on the only thing I've ever dealt with was residential hauntings.
Okay.
Now, a residential haunting is, okay, for example, say somebody had passed away in the house and they had unfinished business, or, somebody was murdered in the property. That would be a residential haunting. I'm sorry, residual haunting. Residual. Okay. And I've never gotten into the demonic or the other ones. So
yeah, I think that would be a little bit more frightening.
Yeah, and they're all frightening.
Yeah.
I mean, and I say the St. Michael prayer before I begin and when I end, because I don't want nothing following me home.
Right. So, yes. That was another question I was going to ask you too. Do you ever fear that, like something following you home? That would be a little more frightening for sure. You just that's I watch some of those programs, and I think, they don't ever say that anything followed them home. So I'm wondering what transpires that doesn't happen, because I'd be afraid of that happening for sure,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So now, what would you do in a haunting? Like, how would you go about eliminating it? Like, if there is something bad going on, do you have like some sort of a ritual, or what would you do in order to get rid of that?
Yeah. So most hauntings are residual and not harmful. But if the activity would pick up, per se, in the homeowners are feeling threatened in any way, then we would come in and do a cleansing with white sage, and prayers. Okay. And we would try that, and then we would see what happens. And then if it gets worse, then we would have to come up with another alternative plan.
Okay. Yeah. Would you ever get like a priest in, or somebody to do like
an exorcism? Not far yet, but I mean, because then I think to get a priest involved, you're dealing with a demonic spirit, and I have not encountered that yet. But if I did, I mean, I would definitely pursue avenues to help the person. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be a little bit, like I don't know. Sometimes priests are skeptical too, if something's really going on. So it would be difficult to find someone, I would think, that would be willing to actually come in and do that, so that's why I was wondering if you ever, had your like steps in there that you knew who to contact and things like that too. So
Yeah. Yeah.
now,
Not
oh,
just yet,
I
not
guess,
just yet,
oh, I'm
you know,
sorry.
no, not just yet, but I mean, if, like I said, if I ever came into that, I would certainly pursue those avenues to help someone,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
cleanse the property correctly with the priest or, whatever needs done. But first I would try everything myself, you
Yeah.
know,
Before that.
what I have. Yeah.
So now, would you ever call in like a medium or psychic in order to go with you for some of these things?
So there's psychics, there's empaths. I would certainly welcome one aboard. I have not used one yet
Hmm.
because I have empath. I'm an empath myself. I
Okay.
just haven't
I
tapped into it as much as I used to because of I'll be honest with you. I think because I'm under so much stress with my son, he's nonverbal autistic, and
yeah.
that kind of, you really have to be really calm, cool, collected, clear-minded.
Hmm.
And I've had a lot of experiences with encounters in the past and everything. So, but I would definitely welcome a medium and an empath aboard and a psychic if they wanted. That would be great for me to get one of those aboard to help me for
Hmm.
sure.
Now, what is the difference? Like, what is an empath? Because I wanted to ask that question, but I couldn't think of the name that you had used, and I just wanted to understand that. Well, I think everybody would like to understand what an empath is compared to
And
like the
so,
psychic.
yeah, an empath is somebody that pretty much can walk into a room and pick up on feelings and vibes and everything.
Hmm.
An empath is not a psychic. A psychic, a psychic is somebody who can talk to spirits, walk into a room and know who died there, their name,
Oh,
etc., etc. A medium is just a psychic that is more in tuned with everything.
okay.
So
Okay.
that is the differences.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Because I wouldn't know the differences. So,
yeah,
uh,
yeah.
okay. That's very interesting. Okay. Good. So now, well, I guess you have never been afraid. Well, you said this last one that you did with uh, the EPV, is that right? Or EVP
Yeah,
reader?
MVP. Yeah, I'm,
EVP.
I'm always afraid.
Yeah.
I'm always frightened. Honestly, I
Yeah.
sleep with the light on sometimes.
I have feelings like that too, where when
Yeah.
my mom passed away, the weirdest things happened to me sometimes. But when she passed away, uh, when I got home, our garage door opened and we thought it was my daughter. And
Yeah.
my husband went down. There's no one there. My daughter wasn't there because they all have um, a remote to get in.
Yeah.
And then one day I'm sitting here and I was just thinking about my mom. This is right
Mhm.
around when she passed away. And the TV went on her, one of her favorite programs. And I thought,
Yeah.
oh, I mean, it scared me, even though it's my mom, it scared me. So, I mean, you have those couple of things. And then, I mean, I did dream when my father died. I had a dream, and this is just, I don't know, just incidental on how things happen. But when my father passed away, that I'm an only child, so
Okay.
like I was very close to my parents, and he passed away, and I was so upset. And one day I just had a nap. It was in the afternoon. I took a nap, and I had this dream, and it was so vivid that he had called me on the phone to tell me he was all right. So I didn't think much of it, after that. But then the next day, I went to the grocery store, and this friend of mine uh, was there, and we were talking. And all of a sudden, she just started saying about her mom passed away, and that she calls her all the time in her dreams with the telephone. And
Mhm.
I thought that just like, okay, then my dad must be all right. It just made me feel so much better. So many weird things can happen, and I don't think people put those things together. Like, things like these happen. People think things are fake or whatever, but it
Right,
doesn't.
right.
I don't. I know you got a real rousing the other day on Facebook, you know. I thought, man, oh man, I couldn't believe that. And I said, but people don't realize things until something happens to them.
Yeah, and
And
I believe that was a confirmation for you from them that
yes,
they do stuff like that's a confirmation that they're with you and you're thinking about them and they want to acknowledge that in some way, shape, or form. So I
hmm,
believe that was a good confirmation for you from them.
right,
So
yes,
that's
yes,
good.
I think so too. You
Positive,
know,
positive thing. Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it was just really when that touched me with my dad, especially because I just right in the store, I started crying and I turned to my
Oh.
husband, you know, I says, "Oh my goodness." Well, he looked at me because I had told him what happened, and he
Mhm.
looked at me like, "Oh my goodness, you know, how weird this is, you know." And
Yeah.
with my mom, I mean, I dream about her, but that's about it now. Nothing ever comes back, you know, like that she's here or any of that kind of thing. But it was nice to know that she was here at one point, you know,
Yeah. Absolutely.
that energy kind of followed me. So now, well, my last question was how could viewers get in touch with you and if they would like to have something taken care of or whatever.
Mhm.
You just have an email address, and I
Yeah. Okay. So I do have an email address, and in 2020, actually, my husband had somebody make a blog for me. If you get on the internet and you go to ACE's Paranormal, you'll see the blog. But
okay.
I did not make that. It was a gift to me. So the punctuation on that is not me. I didn't make it, but it was a gift, so I accepted it.
Uh-huh.
Right. But I
Okay.
would like to probably make a new blog and but you know, all that website. Don't know how to do that, but I'm working on it. But they can get a hold of me through winteragh15 at gmail.com,
Okay.
and they can have my phone number as well.
Okay. All right. Good. Well, you'll give me that.
Yeah,
I don't
I
think.
can give it to you now. It's up to
Oh,
you.
okay. You could, yeah, give it to me. I mean, people will have it, but I'll put it in the information section on YouTube too.
Yeah, 412
Okay.
414 4168. And if they could just if yeah, get to me through text on my phone, and I'll read all the text. I'll respond to each one of them. I
Okay.
can't guarantee I'll answer my phone because I work night shifts, and then I have my son
Oh
to take
yeah.
care of. So I'm better to get a hold of through a text message or my Gmail.
Okay. Okay. I'll
So
let them know that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So you're going to work after this interview then?
I'm off tonight.
Oh, good.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's good. So you work at a hospital then, I guess, huh?
No, I actually work right now. I work for an agency doing private home care.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was at Allegheny General in a trauma ICU for almost 8 years, and
Oh, wow.
it was
Okay.
becoming too much. So now I'm doing private home care through an agency, which is so nice.
Yeah. Yeah. When my mom was sick, we had private like that too through an
Yeah.
agency. And it was so much easier for people, you know,
Hmm.
especially now with all this stuff going on, this COVID and everything, you
Right,
know,
right.
it's very stressful. So
It is. It
now,
is.
is there anything else you would like to add to our little conversation here about your investigations and
No, just that I don't charge anything. This is just me, my passion in life. I believe there's life after life. Um,
mhm,
our bodies are just a shell. Our spirits our spirits don't just dissipate and die. I
right.
mean, they go somewhere. My belief in religion is just I believe in a higher power,
Hmm.
and I have proof of the afterlife on my EVP recorder, and not to mention my personal experiences growing up. I know they're real. I
Right.
believe they're real, and
Mhm,
I'm just going to keep pursuing my passion,
mhm,
and that's what I do, and it's my passion. So, and if
mhm.
I could help somebody along the way, then I'm there for you. So,
Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, that's why, you know, when people are like pessimistic towards it, or, you know, like I don't, I think there's more to life. I mean, after death.
yeah, Yes.
You just don't die, you know. um, and unfortunately, there are some people that were evil, and those are the evil spirits, but or the devil himself, whatever. But I mean, I believe that there are spirits, and I had that proof with my mom and my dad.
Yeah, you did.
So
You did. And you
mhm,
got the confirmation and
yeah,
that, they're telling you that they're there for you and they, and that's confirmation for you from them. So
right, right. So, well, it
mhm.
was really nice talking with you,
You
Tracy. I really
too.
enjoyed this. It was interesting, and learned a
Yeah.
lot about all these things that can happen too. So,
Right.
well, it's
Right.
nice that you do this free too. That yeah, because a lot of these, I don't know how people charge for that, but
I
yeah,
wouldn't even know, and I wouldn't even take a penny. I
yeah,
mean, if I'm somewhere and if somebody would say, no, here's a donation, I might put it toward another ghost equipment or something, but I
mhm,
don't ask for money. I don't ask for a penny. So
okay. Well,
that is what it
you're
is.
the one
Yeah.
to call then.
Right, right, right.
All right. Well, I thank you so much. It was really a
Yeah.
pleasure, and
Okay.
it was great talking with you.
You
And you
too.
tune in on Saturday at 7. All right, Sunday. I'm sorry,
Someday.
Sunday at 7.
Okay. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you. All right.
Alrighty.
Bye
Okay.
bye now.
Bye. Have a good night. Bye.
You too. Bye bye.